Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 12.0.4 and the Swedish campaign. And where we left off, we had joined the Axis and we were helping to push into the Soviet positions. And well, I must say, I think opportunities exist. In the time, the last month or so, what I was doing is I was waiting for my units to kind of go up to a decent fighting level, and I don't think that's necessarily happened, but the pocket has been slowly but surely broken down, mainly by the Italians. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch a little tiny exploratory attack and kind of support across the board and see if we can't finish off. I think the answer to that question is a big fat no. So let's... Are we out of that battle? We are. So as you can see, the Italians are leading on this, and there are a pretty sizable amount of Soviet units in here. In fact, the majority of them are kind of in the north. There's a massive pocket here. Now, there's also a lot of Germans on the main front, and the counterattack from the Soviets has happened, but I wouldn't say it's the strongest counterattack I've ever seen. So far, we're doing a pretty good job. If they can take Leningrad and free up all of the forces around here, then that would be even better. Now, most of these don't have any organization, and I would imagine that lack of supplies, yeah, is starting to bite. So they're cut off from their main supply base, and I would expect that to start positively impacting soon enough. So I just saw unrestricted submarine warfare, and I'm not prepared to go to war with the Allies just yet. But eventually it might become interesting as a point of reference. I'm doing a big batch of recording this weekend, and I'm thinking that, to be honest with you, we might start the Brazil campaign as well relatively soon, because this Swedish campaign, like, we've done a few different things. There's still some stuff I want to do in this campaign. Like, I would like to help Germany beat the Soviets, but yeah, I'm a bit unsure on what exactly I'd like us to do. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the best things that we can be doing are. But yeah, so lack of supplies, that was definitely like slightly lower, so I think we are getting there. The Soviets have some submarines that are going around and being irritating by the looks of it, so that's just great. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, we're going to need to be careful that we Okay, so what if we send out our very large fleet here and do a patrol mission and try and detect these submarines? Let's see if we can't take some of these out. Because they will be a massive pain if we're not careful. And yeah, our grand submarine fleet is still expanding out of Iceland, getting stronger by the day. Okay, and without a port, the Soviets will really start to struggle. Although our own convoy losses are pretty extreme. Jesus. Now, I can't tell if this battle is getting better or worse for us, to be honest. I mean, I'm going to go with better. Don't like all these convoy raids that are going on. I'm meant to be patrolling over here. Not down there. Come on. Try and get the destroyers into battle with the annoying Soviet submarine spam. Because they are all here. Okay, and they are slowly but surely getting dealt with. And how about the battle at Leningrad? Okay, so there's a lot of divisions involved here. I mean, we could train up our own units as part of this. Yeah, so even though you're not involved in the battle, you will get some experience from being in it. So that's something. Let's do the same there. So they have 18 units leading the defense and a whole bunch of units that are not particularly strong. That's okay. Not the end of the world. Okay, and Ivan Malaznim is attempting to defend. Okay, and yeah, our units look like they will eventually win that. So if the Soviets can just hang on, that will do the job. And the Brits have got, yeah, there's like a little tiny, they've got the fort line, so that's something as well. The Saudis looking a little bit troubled. The, yeah, Omani, yeah, Yemeni, yeah, so there's like a little bit of a, this is all very ugly, but it's distracting, which is good. That's the key, most important factor. Keep the Brits distracted. Okay, and this is slowly but surely getting there. Down to 8. So, a couple of things going our way. Now, they were stopped just short of Moscow. So, if they can get their act together and sort their supply situation out, they should be in a relatively good spot. And how about Totti? Yeah, everyone's going to start gaining a lot of experience every single hour that they're involved with the Battle of Leningrad. Right, and we got the next class of destroyers available. Okay. Part of me wants to build some because of the annoying Soviet submarine fleet. But I won't be too concerned about that. Let's get all of you in to lend a hand. Well, that seems to have helped a little bit. Maybe it's an encirclement envelopment penalty, maybe, but whatever it is, we have helped out. Right, so our small arms have improved. Very good. And yeah, are we doing all the 42 level ones there? We're going to get gasoline and machine gun focused battalions. That'll give our units a little bit of additional oomph. And yeah, let's build a shed ton of destroyers. They don't cost much for IC, and we can get rid of all of these dumb submarines. Okay, and how are we doing over here? 7.5. I think they've cracked a unit by now. Oh, there goes Singapore. That is a disaster for the British. Historically, it was one of the worst defeats for the British in the war, that. Especially from a morale perspective. Right, the worst of snow is over. And once we've done this and kind of maybe cleared out Leningrad, it'll free up a lot of divisions. So, Orel. See, I want to take Orel, Kursk, and Kharkov. Like, because this isn't great. They should be in a better position down here than they are. The Soviets aren't as spread particularly wide at the moment, which is good. Additional. Yeah, they've cancelled our trades. Probably because we're out of. What are we out of? We're out of convoys. So that's probably the reason why. Yeah, and that looks to be good. Down to 6. Toddy and everyone else is getting some extra experience. And some more experience over here as well. Holding snow, the 4. Okay, so I think we just killed some ships. Yeah, we did manage to capture some subs, so that's good. Let's keep it going. I live in hope that the submarine spam can be dealt with. Alright, 74, that's it. Get that guy out of there. Okay, they're down to their last 2 combat effective units in that pocket. Okay, that's good going. They've held out very well, it's got to be said. And are the Germans sending some extra troops around? They kind of appear to be. Right, so yeah, all of you will get the rocket-propelled support weapons. We want to do special forces to the next level because we've got a very special forces heavy army. And how are you looking? Perfect. So, we suffered 82,000 casualties, although most of them weren't ours. And the Soviet Union suffered... They've lost 400,000 troops in that pocket, which is... That's quite something. So, let's take all of these units and consider what we want to do with them. So we could get them all experienced in this Leningrad battle first of all. And heavy AA guns, yeah, that makes sense. Can do this one here. Is there anything else? Nope. It looks like we're doing everything that we want to be. Oh, artillery brigades. To the next level, that's fair enough. Dual purpose, always a fan of that. Okay, Okay, and then Budeni. He's leading the miraculous defense of Leningrad. Oh, basic education enhancement. Okay, fine. And I don't have any tanks or anything, but we do have some air techs that we can get going on. And that's worthwhile, because we've got a pretty decently sized air force for the size of our nation. And the .1 there is very poor. Right, basing improvement. Yeah, we're not really involved in too many battles, we're just... it does look like we did move into an attack on a couple of these, actually, which is something. Oh, look, you can see our divisions actually right there. I mean, they're better at apparently attacking than some of these, although the .1, the like lack of organizational losses is starting to get pretty upsetting. Right, so Air Force. So we got you and you, and I imagine you can both hit. You can both hit Leningrad. Let's send you out to give that a go. Oh, 18 divisions. So I think a reserved one just dropped in, so yeah, some of these cruddy conscripts are in situ. Now, do we think that the Germans have got enough in them to win this? That is the question. Right, interdiction. Yep, that's okay. Mass events, 44. And yep, let's get the reconnaissance aircraft and a couple of the other single-engine ones up and running. And the Spanish joined? Interesting. That will allow the Portuguese probably to join. Normally they are locked out until the Spanish join. Ooh, interesting. Could be problematic if they join the war, because Gibraltar will be an annoying little sea. I know this from experience, because sometimes Gibraltar doesn't fall and then it just gets pushed up through. That's can be a problem. Okay, and then it's Kuntz who's leading this battle. When in doubt, send in the volunteer corps. Yeah, and let's get all commanders involved. Now, what I would say is, of their units that they have left in this battle, like, you look beyond kind of like these, like, none of these are particularly strong. Like, they've got this infantry unit and this one, although this one is fairly weak. They've only realistically got 2 decent infantry units in this battle. Every other unit is not a proper combat unit. It's militia or something else, so there might be some... It might take a while, but I would imagine that the Germans will win this. Especially if, like, the mud and things clears, because if they can get any form of kind of positive, it'll help them. Right, so, direct fire, security units. Okay, we've done all of that. Get machine gun focus to the next level and get the gun position. Always good. Oh, first aid. Yeah. Well, I definitely want to get twin engine Bombay. That's for sure. And yeah, as I thought, Portugal's joined as well. That opens up some additional... that makes things a little bit more interesting, because if both of those countries join in Africa, like, because the Italians are doing quite well, they might, like, between them, do a decent job. The Brits might be a little bit spread thin at the moment. It's worth saying. Okay. Now, I would imagine that the Germans will be launching their Case Blue operation soon. So, let's see how that lands. I'd imagine lack of supply is, yeah, it is hurting us a little bit. But it's probably hurting these guys a little bit as well. No, the territorial prize is actually a negative at the moment, which is interesting. Right, Portugal, yeah, they want to buy a destroyer. Who can blame them? Alright, let's get drop tanks and acrylic bubble cockpit. Get air cooling system in a minute as well. I see a 1. Happy days. Right, road network level 7. Yep. And yeah, I don't have any specific war goals for this. It's got to be said. Alright, monumental building, expand heavy industry, do some resources. Right, so small heroic tales. I think that will get us some additional war support. Do any of these help us particularly? If we scroll through, and if we look at all of the different options, so we've got Revolt this down, we've got Daily Descent, Central Intelligence Headquarters, Pass the Party, National Revolt Risk, Foreign Industry. Changing neutrality might have been good at one point, but no. I think it's a toss-up between the Central Intelligence Headquarters. Yeah, let's do that. We'll get the Central Intelligence Headquarters. So we lose 1,000 money, which is fine. 5,000 metal, which is fine. And 25,000 supplies, which is fine. And yeah, there's a little bit of... Oh, we have lost some more destroyers and things. But not our major battleships, that's something. So a little bit of research efficiency is good, because it will just make our units, or make our divisions kick into gear a little bit quicker. We've got 19 units in the battle now, but in a way that's good, because it means that some of these have joined. So like that's a good unit, that's probably a decent unit, that one's probably a decent unit, but some of these are probably not so good. And we control the Baltic Sea in its entirety, effectively. Let's try and yeah, get you in as well. We'll let our units repair for a little bit. I think they've pushed out a little bit ahead of Case Blue. They've lost some divisions down there though, and they've been pushed out of Crimea, or sorry, over the straits into the Crimean Peninsula, which isn't great. Spring Mud starts to clear. Right, heavy, yeah, dual purpose. And that gets us the ability to do heavy anti-air guns. Let's keep it going. Okay, 6.6. I've got a good feeling about this. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but you generally get there. Although the lack of momentum is a little bit worrying. Although if they could push out here and join this up, it would make this a lot more secure. But hey, it is what it is. Do we just maybe rest our planes for a tiny bit? We definitely need to do that. Need to build a replacement. That's even more shocking. And yeah, where is our Air Force at the moment? So we've got you there, you there, you there, you there, and you there. Yeah, okay. Pretty standard stuff. Okay, 13 and 19, so 20, back up to 15. Not bringing in any divisions. Although, did that just shift? Yep, 17, okay, so that's part of it. Some of the Panzer divisions and things waiting to kick into gear. Because like 2.4% is not bad. Like, any of those that are contributing like that is halfway decent. 0.1s is not so good. Okay, good. And they took that. So they've got a linchpin now over here. So if they can push out from this spot, they'll be doing a very good job. What I would say is, I don't think our units are probably quite good enough to join the front and do a decent job. That's probably the one negative in all of this. Okay, so they took a province of us, which is a bit crap, but I'd rather their units were up there than anywhere else along the front. Agriculture, lovely jubbly. The question is, do we send units to help? Because they're having troubles over here. But it'll be supply related, and I'll send units down there, and nothing worthwhile will come of it. Because that's how this shit always goes. Oh. Italians making progress over there. Like it. Yeah, and the never-ending Battle of Gibraltar begins. If they take that, it will be massive, to be fair. If they pull it off. Just waiting for Case Blue to kick into gear. Oh, 18. Something just fell out of the battle. 1917. It's very changeable. It's down to, so it's 32 units in there. On a 16-16 basis. Yeah, it's very not clear what they're trying to achieve. Although 31 is lower than where it was earlier, so that's something. It's kind of moving in the direction we would want it to. Get some self-propelled AA ready to be integrated. Although it's back up to 32 again. Every time I think there's a unit that's been removed, one comes in, but it's not via the ports. I just need to break this infantry unit. Like, none of the others... I mean, they'll take time to like, delete, that's for sure, but... that infantry unit in a dug-in position like that is going to be a massive problem. Gad's a level 4 commander now, so that's good. So industrial efficiency up, logistical warfare, yeah, both of those. Yeah, ground crew, all of the air tech, let's get it. And yeah, we get some supply techs. And the air cooling system, air conditioning for submarines. Yeah, let's keep the submarine tech piling on up. And yeah, this looks like it's favouring us up there in the north. That's getting better and better. Like, if they push the front out, you know, more widely and get through the quagmire that is down here a little bit better, then things will start to really work out. We'll appease them. Yeah, a couple of air tech things like constructions. All done. Good. Right, so we want to get all of those. And yeah, the torpedo technology improved. Let's do some more ground attack with these air units. Resting, yeah, small heroic tails, which gets us... I don't even know what that gets us. Steel armor casing, yeah, guidance. Okay, the 0.5 on some of our units isn't the worst. And he's a max commander. Look at that. And yes, some of our divisions do lack commanders. This is true. But we will do all we can to rectify that. And I see some tentative steps forwards. And they're just outside of Moscow. They are 88 kilometers. They're making progress up here, which is good. Okay. Right, and I think I'm going to call it an episode there. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I look forward to seeing the next episode of Hearts of Iron 3 and the Sweden campaign. Thanks again. Bye-bye.